Hello and welcome again to Strong at Home. I'm Dr. Brenda Murphy and I'm an educational psychologist at Sail Away Learning and Academy. And at Sail Away, we find ways to inspire, inform, and encourage. In our last session, we were talking, and we will continue this time to talk with Dolores Bennett, who is the author of a new book, His Hand on Me. And it is the delightful story retelling of Dolores's adventurous and exciting life. Hello and welcome, Dolores.
Hi.
Hi, yeah, you're back, and welcome back. And Dolores was originally from the Philippines and still brings that delightful Filipino optimism and joy in life to wherever she is. And she is an American citizen now, and wonderful to have you here. She is a consummate educator and has been a teacher both in the Philippines as well as in the United States for many, many years. And Dolores, the first time in our other conversation, we just immediately jumped into talking about his hand on me, and did not get a slight flavor of who you are. Like, you came from the Philippines. How did you end up in the United States? And you've been a teacher. What were your educational experiences?
Educational experience. Okay, I am going to save that for you to find out from this book. That's an exciting part. So I'm not going to tell you that because it's written in here and you will find out how I got in there. But what I'd like to say is, first, I would like to start by saying is, while I was relating my story to those 4 women that I met in last January in the Philippines, they were laughing and laughing all the time. I think that's one of the reasons why I thought, so my story is funny. My story is funny. And because of that, that is the reason why this book is very, very funny. It's not serious thing. And I can promise you that every page, you're laughing, you're either giggling, or you're crying. Either because when I wrote it, there were times that I was really laughing, and I was remembering that I was relating the story and I was giggling. And then when I first had one of the first response from my reader, she told me that I had used all the emotions in the world in your book. I said, "Whoa, it's that good, huh? It is that good." I mean,
it is. It's what I love about it. It's simple.
It's
simple. Yes. And it rings with truth because it is true. It is a true story. And our lives, if we allow it, have joy and sadness, and we giggle and we laugh and we cry, and you experience all of those with you. And you did have I'm not going to spoil it since you don't want us to. I will not spoil it, but there are adventures that Dolores had in her life that honestly remind me of Huckleberry Finn. I mean, she's like a female Huckleberry Finn, and she got into some of the most amazing situations, and how she got out of them, and how it moved her from where she was born and raised to going to college and to university and teaching, becoming a teacher, and then moving to the United States and being a teacher and tackling teaching at every level. So all of you educators that like to watch us here on Strong at Home will appreciate her unique experiences as an educator. And how do you feel, Dolores, about what education has done? How has it helped form that incredible story for you? How have you used your story as an educator?
As an educator, even when I haven't written this yet, I have been telling these stories to my students over and over again. And the reason, I think most of the content that I use is actually bringing out the reality of Romans chapter 8, verse 28, where it says, all things work together. So the difficult part of my life, that part of my life were hard, they were horrible. They were a horrible part of my life. But when I look back, and I look back because I have passed that, and I look back and said, Father, God, thank you that I have gone through that. So most of those that I use are the experiences that I had when I was when I was young, and I had this problem about this ghost, this fear of the dead, as a result of using games such as the games that kind of brings out goes into a life that creates fear. We don't know what this impacts our children, because I was impacted with fear, and I had to fight my fear. I had to fight my fear with the help, of course, of God. If I have not discovered the Lord, though, I don't know if I would have turned the way I turned. That's the reason why I keep telling my students, we have a God who is so good, who is giving us all the necessary things that we need. Because if you're going to read my book, my parents didn't help me a dime, not even a nickel, for me to go to college, to finish college. How did that happen? I don't know. All I can tell you is God, there is nothing impossible with God. And the details of that, I'm saving that for you. Again, I want you to go back there and read my book and see what are those things, because I had so many experiences in here that I've been telling my students, look, I have gone through that, but look at what I have come. I came from that and I'm here. How did that happen? Yes, it is possible. We cannot blame. There's nothing we can do in the past, but there's something we can do in the present. And there's something we can do in the future. So this is not just for teachers. It's for teachers, for students, for those who have problems, whatever problem you have. Because if there's one thing I learned in life, there is no problem that our God cannot solve. So I want you to read this. I really want you to read this, because this is a lifetime experience. Like I said, when I look back, I finished the book and I said, oh, this is not my story. This is God's story through me.
Yes. And I think everyone would resonate with that. That was what resonated with me, is the way that you have a thread that goes through it that's true from the very beginning when you were a little girl, and how it has kept you safe through many difficult trials and led you to a place of real experience and honor and success throughout not just the Philippines, but internationally. And I feel that your story is such an inspiration to so many, to young and old, male and female. Take the time. It will not take you long to read. It will be an afternoon of reading, his hand on me, and you will never be the same.
That's right. That's right.
So I want to encourage everyone to read the book, and then let's have another conversation. Please send us at Sail Away Learning and Academy. Please send us some of your comments about Dolores' story, and maybe we will have a larger conversation and get into a chat and have questions that we all want to answer. So thank you so much, Dolores, for being with us on this second session. It has been delightful, as always. And as I close Strong at Home, I always close it with the Aaronic benediction. And I believe that this benediction is who you are. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Peace. Peace to you, Dolores, and please, peace to all of you out there. And we'll see you again on Strong at Home.
Okay, before we leave, before I forget, I need to say this.
Okay.
This book is available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Cedar Christian's store in Knoxville, also through the internet.
Store in Knoxville.
Yes, so they're all available, and Dr. Murphy has some also.
Yeah,
you can buy it from her; it's cheaper.
Yeah, we'll give you the most cost-effective way is to get it here at Sail Away.
Yes, if you're here. Okay, I'll see you later.
We will get Dolores to autograph it for you. We'll see you later.
See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.